Hello and welcome to Beyond the Headlines, the show where we talk about matters that you don't, normally hear in the headlines of major news channels. And as always, joining me on the show is our senior correspondent Vicky Nanjappa from Bangalore. Vicky, welcome to Beyond the Headlines.
Thanks, Akash. Thank you so much.
So, keeping in mind the Karnataka elections, they are just not even a month is left right now. We are sitting, as we are recording today, shy of like a month is left for the elections to come up. And as far as the Congress is concerned, I think what we discussed in the last edition of Beyond the Headlines, we talked about that how there is this kind of an opinion poll, major opinion polls that are saying that Congress will be coming back, will be coming to power after as the anti-incumbency for the BJP is absolutely high. So, first of all, a good news, would you say, in terms of the Congress as they have come up with their second list, Wiki, and also giving the ticket to Mallikarjun Kharge's son in these upcoming elections. But on the other side, some downside for Siddaramaiah, who is still trying to get to a second seat to contest.
Akash, I wouldn't say downsize as yet because this list. If you closely look at it, the list of 42, it's very heavy on the constituencies in North Karnataka. Actually,
Right.
okay, heavy on this one. So, Kolar not being there is still very surprising. I mean, not surprising at all. But of course, one more factor would be that there should not be any downsides for Siddaramaiah because he's already got a seat in the first list, actually. One. Okay. And yeah, definitely he is trying for the second list. There is no doubt about it for a second seat. So, of course, I mean, the third list when it comes out, the final list, that will tell the picture because, Congress is also going a little slow on its list because there are a lot of allegations, and counter allegations which speak about what do you say that they are waiting for the BJP to come out with their final list, and then there'll be many disgruntled elements out there who may come and join us. Both Congress and JDS are waiting for that because BJP is yet to announce its list. So I think, and Priyank Kharge getting it, I think it is, I mean, quite, it was quite natural and, nothing surprising because he has been getting the ticket. I mean, there should be some perks of being the son of the Congress president also, right? So that is also one more thing. So him getting the list was not making to the list was nothing surprising at all, Akash. So that is how I see it. It's a complete focus on, Congress. If you look at the way they've released the list, the first list was more on the old Mysore region, and now they're focusing on the North Karnataka region. So there's a clear pattern to the list that they're going, region-wise while they're, releasing these list of candidates.
Correct. And so, one thing that also the Congress Party has very recently has said, and they said that there is going to be a very clean campaign from their side, no name calling or anything like that. How do you read into that? Like Congress is saying that we are not going to indulge into name calling and all those kind of things, which is very common in politics. Let's be very honest. We have seen over and over again. You have covered so many elections over the past so many years, and you have seen that it's not a very new thing. Taking a political jibe at your opponent. But how do you see the strategy of the Congress Party, not name calling, trying to be a little bit more civil this time in terms of campaigning?
See, more than being civil, there are two, three aspects to that, Akash. If you see that decision was taken because they felt that using that name Ravan during the Gujarat election was kind of backfired on them. One thing, and Congress not just now, but for the past 1.5 to 2 years has just stuck to one agenda in Karnataka, calling the BJP as a 40% commission government. One, okay. So they want to, kind of target the BJP on those lines of it, on issues such as corruption, unemployment, and they don't want to, comment on issues like, hijab or halal and things like that, which have gained a bit of traction in certain parts of Karnataka. They don't want to indulge in that because, the moment you start attacking the prime minister or, you start getting into this Hindutva debate out there, their main focus, tends to go off. They feel that, the main focus will just go away and they can't, stick to their this one. I mean, because, every time, for a long time, they had put out a board outside this one, looking, I mean, a board against the BJP, which said, BJP bribe rate and things like that. They also took off on that PCM campaign. These kind of things also, Congress has done that. Now, name calling, they feel that, may start, diverting the issue altogether. So that is what, they don't want to, lose focus from the main issues that they have been building on since the past 1.5 years, actually. And that is why that decision to, stay clear of, personal attacks.
Correct, correct. And Vicky, one more thing. So, so that is where the Congress stands as far as it is. It stands very clear on its agenda. But as far as the BJP is concerned, we have not seen any big stories coming out of their camp. The only biggest story that actually came out from their camp was that Kannada superstar Kichcha Sudeep actually has said that he will campaign for the party. So, do you see that his star power to some extent is going to persuade the voters to come into the BJP side and vote for them? Or do you feel that it is going to be just another run of the mill? We have seen time and again that a superstar will come into the party. But what he has said is very interesting, that he will campaign for the party, but he is not going to join the party. How you read that?
See, one thing I can tell you is that, when you ask the question like, why hasn't any big story about the BJP come up? See, BJP is going to reveal its cards a little late, actually. That is one thing. Gradually, they're yet to come out with their list. So that is one. They will reveal their cards. See, the thing is that, whatever the opinion polls may be saying and things like that, but BJP is not going to go down without a fight, or they're going to put in everything, possible at their disposal. It will make a certain amount of impact, definitely. Sudeep coming into the campaign picture, it will definitely make some amount of this one. If you see that, a lot of news was around the BJP only yesterday because, of Sudeep coming in there. He does have quite a big fan following in Karnataka, and he will definitely make a lot of difference in, at least I would say, many pockets of the state, definitely in urban pockets, 100%. But it is a feather in the cap for the BJP. But he's also made it very clear that he's not going to contest. He's only going to campaign for the BJP. I mean, these things have happened many times in the past also, where stars have been roped in and, that thing. It works at times, it doesn't work at times. But he is by no means a small star or anything. He's a very big star. So it is definitely a feather in the cap for the BJP.
Right, and like what he said in the press conference is that he was very much impressed by the work of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Though he said that there were some things that he was not impressed with, but majorly what the work the Prime Minister has done, he has he has full faith in the Prime Minister, and that is why he's campaigning for the party. But soon after that, there was a kind of a reaction by Prakash Raj. He said he was actually hurt by what Sudeep has said. So how do you read that? That Prakash Raj is also trying to persuade some political parties for him to be called for the campaign.
No, I see. One thing is there. See, before 2019 and as well as the 2018 campaign, Prakash Raj was all over the news, for all his political debates and things like that. And if you remember that very famous debate that he had with Subramaniam Swamy, this one. He actually, basically, I would say that, he had not been able to make his mark in politics. At least, in 2018 election, there were many who interviewed him, many who took his opinions and things, but I would say that he was not even able to make a 1% mark. That is one. First of all, you don't know which political party he's standing with. That is one. Okay, one thing. So I could just say that, now it's the election heat. So, you want to stay relevant. You want to have an opinion about everything. This is very textbook Prakash Raj, which we saw in 2018, slowly getting back. And I think after those elections are over, he had also come and said that, politics is not exactly my cup of tea. I want to stay away. No, he's back. Okay, so these are election birds, so that is one thing. So that's happening. I mean, I don't read much into what he has to say because he's programmed to say certain things, certain ways. That is one thing. He just wants to be relevant, I would say that.
Exactly. So he just want to stay relevant as far as, maybe sometimes riding on somebody else's shoulders.
Yes, correct. That's true. That's true.
So Vicky, and one more thing. So like we have discussed that you said that BJP is kind of the party who always play with its cards close to his chest. But we haven't seen BJP coming out with their first list of candidates, and we are just a month shy. And hopefully very soon, this weekend itself, Prime Minister would be in Karnataka, and he might be discussing few things with the party high command over there in Karnataka. But when do you see that by what time the BJP will be, releasing its lists, and where do you see that Yediyurappa somewhere finding his name on that list, or will he be an honorary member of some of the committees there that will be formed?
See, I see the last I found out, at least what my sources are telling me is that the maximum it should be out by 7th one. So they would like to have a list out before the Prime Minister goes into second phase of the campaign, basically, because the BJP is hoping that he does at least 15 to 20 rallies out here. That is one. Okay, that is one thing. And the thing is, they were also having a little bit of problems in coming out with the lists, because if you remember in 2019 when they were able to form the government, they took a support of a lot of rebels actually. Now, placating them and accommodating those rebels is what could have, according to me, delayed the list, because in the party original, I mean the people who have remained with the party have had certain reservations by giving the rebels this one, what is that, a ticket one. But rebels would also want a pound of flesh, because they have let them be in power for say 4 years now actually, after they fell short, and then so that is where the delay was happening. But I would feel that the list would be released and timed according to the Prime Minister's visit. So once that is done, they have actually sounded the poll bugle, I would say. This is like the final leg of the campaign which they would begin. And about Yediyurappa, no, I don't see him, coming back. He's announced his retirement. He's made a speech in the assembly also regarding it. So what I would be more interested in seeing is where his son would get a seat from. That is, Vijayendra, whether he would get it from Shikaripur, which is his father's constituency, or he would get it from Varuna, which he has been asking. But Yediyurappa has kind of officially kick-started his campaign from Shikaripur. He went around, he met the Banjara community who have been this one, and both his sons were by his side. So I would see that it is more or less a Shikaripur seat for Vijayendra, and Yediyurappa would not like to take too many chances on that front.
Correct. Very well, Vicky. On that note, thank you very much for joining me on Beyond the Headlines and sharing your insight. And of course, we'll keep on doing these interactions till the time the final results, which are on the May 13th, come out. So, if our viewers have any questions regarding the Karnataka elections, do let us know in the comment section below. And also, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Oneindia News, and also Beyond the Headlines. So, on that note, thank you very much, Vicky, for joining me.
Thank you, Akash. Thank you. Always a pleasure. Thanks.
Subscribe to Oneindia channel and never miss an update.